Hi, my name is Tom, and today I'm going to talk about the Beast Games by Mr. Beast. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Enjoy! Mr. Beast, ladies and gentlemen, has released recently the first episode of Beast Games, okay? Now, for those who don't know, Beast Games was also kind of wrapped up in the entire controversy here, okay, with Mr. Beast. So let me walk you through a little bit of a timeline for how this went, okay? Let me walk you through a little bit of a timeline to give you a bit of a refresher on how this drama went and what exactly happened. So the Mr. Beast controversy really started with Chris Tyson being exposed for extreme gooning with people that were far too young for them to goon with, okay? So Chris Tyson gets exposed, okay? Kind of weird stuff that's going on. A lot of other things come out. And one of the things that came out were about the production of Beast Games. Now, Beast Games, for those who don't know, is Mr. Beast's Amazon TV streaming deal, basically show that he was given $100 million for. And people were very hyped. I was very hyped because it was like, oh, well, a YouTuber who is, you know, I mean, he is like a very different kind of YouTuber than me or a lot of other people, but he is still a YouTuber, okay? He started out on YouTube. He's getting a TV deal. I feel like that's cool. But in the midst of the Mr. Beast controversy, a lot of claims were made about how bad the production was. We had a few articles that came out. One of them was from Business Insider. One of them was from the New York Post. One of them was from the New York Times. Now, the Business Insider one, okay, is titled How Amazon's Massive TV Deal with Mr. Beast Turned Sour. Amazon Beast Games show with the YouTuber Mr. Beast has faced safety concerns and negative press. The show is meant to boost Amazon's video ad sales with a $5 million prize, but insiders say the show was risky from the start, with the streamer ceding control to Mr. Beast's team. Two Amazon insiders said the show faced risks from the start, with Amazon agreeing to give Donaldson creative control and approval over ad sponsors as part of its effort to land the deal during a competitive bidding process, right? We really needed to hit, one Amazon insider said, so they just let him do whatever. And this was one of the biggest things that Mr. Beast talked about. He talked about how much he wanted creative control and how important that was for him.
Whatever.
When it came to the negotiation, what was most important to you? Hold on.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the list of three.
Okay.
Money, creative control, ownership.
Ooh, money, creative control. Oh, the first one's easy. Creative control. Like, if there's no creative control, if it's not even creative control, there's just no control of every single frame that's going out of the show, then I'm not doing it. Like, it's like, there's no way I'm coming from YouTube where I can just do whatever I want in the videos, and then to a world where someone else tells me, because that's just not fair to the audience, right? They're trusting when they come over that it's content that I back. And like, I just don't care what some exec says is good content. Like,
so creative control is a big deal for him. And it seems like, according to Business Insider, he ultimately really got it, right? But unfortunately, there were some controversies regarding Beast Games as a show and the production of it. Claims about contestants being injured, not being given food on time, not being given medications on time. This is a very, very big conversation, okay? The New York Times published an article a while ago, all right? And in this article, they have a lot of different claims, okay? I do have a little write-up over here. Several contestants said they had not been warned about how little they'd be given to eat and how infrequently. They described going long stretches without being fed by the production. One said she had gone over 20 hours during both the games and while they were in Las Vegas before and after filming. Meals throughout the games were small and sporadic. It was difficult to keep track of time without watches or phones, but contestants estimated they had been fed twice a day, once in the early morning and again in the afternoon or evening. A spokesperson for Mr. Beast said contestants had been offered 3 meals a day. And then there are other issues, right? So, like, obviously food is a basic necessity that you need when you're on, you know, in any part of your life, but especially on set. You know, if meals aren't being given out properly on time, that's obviously a big concern for people. That was a big concern. But also people's dietary needs are something that needs to be taken into account. But apparently, according to this article at least, before the competition, contestants filled out forms detailing their dietary needs. An FAQ document provided to contestants in advance of the event and reviewed by the Times said that all dietary and food restrictions will be taken into consideration. But several contestants said they had been served food they were allergic to and that alternatives had not been provided, okay? Now, it goes beyond just dietary concerns as well. Okay, it goes beyond that. It goes on to basically concerns about people's medical state, okay? Concerns about menstruation, maxi pads, right, for girls, stuff like that, right? One woman said that when she and a group of contestants who were menstruating during the event had asked the production staff about getting their underwear more quickly, she had been told it was not a medical emergency, and she recalled that a nearby member of the production staff had laughed at the woman's pleading. All right. And there were other concerns as well, right? There were a lot of other concerns. As far as one guy said that he had not been given his insulin on time when he has diabetes, which obviously is a big health concern. Rosanna Pansino published an interview from some old woman who said she like broke her legs or something, right? Rosanna Pansino was claiming there were broken bones. So there's a lot of claims, but there's not a lot of proof for it. And ultimately this mounted in a lawsuit, which I believe I read through at some point on stream. Beast Games lawsuit, Tom Dark. I think I read through this on stream. Yeah, this is it. So this is a video where I read through the lawsuit and went through what people were saying about it, right? And Here we have Dogpack saying there should be a class action lawsuit against your barber. Good one, bruh. But there were a lot of claims about it, including one that there was such intense psychological damage from some people of the show that they were offered free therapy. But once again, this is, a lot of these are just claims that are being made. And in the end, when Mr. Beast responded to this stuff, he ended up responding on Oompaville's show, basically, or on Oompaville's channel, where he basically said, hey, obviously there's a lot of claims being made. I can't talk about it because there's legal problems, but we did our best to make sure this show was safe, right? I need Lex to accuse me of abuse. Yeah, good idea, dude. So all those claims are being made. But Beast Games did launch in the end. It did launch. And by the time that it launched, a lot of the Mr. Beast controversy had died down. For a while, there were a lot of people who were kind of on the boat that, like, Mr. Beast is done. It's over, right? It's over for this guy. But the show launched, and at least according to Mr. Beast, it's been a massive success. Okay? First of all, he did a lot of advertising. For example, an ad on an NFL game. We can see right here he has a banner ad on the bottom, right, for Beast Games promoting it. Obviously, it was still very highly anticipated. Amazon also plugged it quite a bit because it's one of their shows. And apparently, this show went to #1. Okay, Beast Games is #1 in the U.S., and I cannot express how grateful I am for all the love and support. I and countless talented people really put so much love and passion into it, and seeing everyone's reactions has been amazing. Thank you, guys. And here we have it being #1 in the U.S. Now, meanwhile, Rosanna Pansino, who made the infamous slanderous video about Mr. Beast, was tweeting out, have a dank Christmas, a dank-ass Christmas. And she is still tweeting about Mr. Beast to this day. Why does Squid Game have better food than Beast Games? Giga Chad Netflix drops entire new season of Squid Game all at once. Mr. Least posts 1 episode a week while begging for views constantly. The pick me girl energy from Jimmy here is insane. Player 456 is back. Squid Game season 2 is now playing. So is Beast Games episode 3, right? He's doing what he typically does, where he attention baits on Twitter. She's saying this is bad, right? So this is going on. But regardless of that, apparently the show was a major success. Supposedly, it's gone to #1 in a ton of different countries. Beast Games is ranked 1 in almost half the countries on Earth. He's claiming it's #1 in the United States, India, Angola, Australia, New Zealand, Azerbaijan, the Bahamas, Bahrain, Hong Kong, Papua New Guinea, Jordan, Kazakhstan, whatever, Qatar, Singapore, Belgium, Benin, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Bulgaria, Burkina Faso, Cambodia, Colombia, Croatia, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Estonia, Ireland, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia. Apparently, everybody around the world is watching Beast Games, okay? Apparently, Mr. Beast is Mr. Worldwide. And in the wake of all this happening, we've gotten a new article, all right, in the Rolling Stone from Stephen A. Stark. Now, I'm going to see if I can actually get access to this article, because I believe that it's paywalled. So let's see what's going on here. I don't know if there's an archive of it somewhere. I'm just curious to see what the claims are, because initially there were a lot of negative claims, but then it kind of like went under the rug apart from that lawsuit. Mr. Beast kind of made it seem like he was being extorted by the lawsuit in his response with Oompaville. But I'm very curious to see what the claims actually are about Beast Games. Have any of you actually seen it? Has anyone actually seen Beast Games? Because I have not watched this.
I am sitting on $5 million in cash and competing for it. Open the gates! Are these 2,000 contestants?
Dude, what is this set? This is very Hitlerian of Mr. Beast. This is very Hyperborean, dude. This is like, by the way, Mr. Beast did say that apparently we can all react to it as much as we want. And on one hand, you have people being like, oh, that's cool. And then other people being like, that's so, he's just trying to get free promotion. But it's like, yeah, obviously he's going to try to get free promotion from everyone.
What you are witnessing is just the start of something never before seen in history. 2,000 people are about
This is the Mr. Beast empire.
to battle in a series of trials for a spot in my 10-episode Prime Video series called Beast Games. Ladies and gentlemen, look to your left and look to your right. 1,000 of you will be eliminated by the end of this video. But for the other
And this is the set in Allegiant Stadium that apparently there were a lot of concerns at, this particular one.
half of you moving on to Beast Games, one of you will walk away with the life-changing, record-shattering grand prize of $5 million.
Now, one little piece of funny lore here that you guys may be interested in is, do you guys remember the Brad Taste drama? All right, Brad Taste seems to be doing better now, which is nice to see, but do you guys remember the Brad Taste drama when there was this character called Rose Malay, that came out to like kind of expose him, but didn't really have anything on him? I feel like a lot of it was sour grapes. You guys remember that, though? There was this individual, all right, Rose Mullet. This person sent me like 10 emails, and I ignored all of them. But this person, Rose Malay, okay, she somehow wormed her way onto Beast Games, which is crazy.
I got casted on Mr. Beast's brand new show, Beast Games. Yep, that's me in the Beast Game jersey. And I've been keeping this a secret ever since July. So this all started when I was going on a road trip across the country. I start watching this podcast with Mr. Beast, and he starts talking about this Prime show that he's doing. And, you know, on a whim, I just decided to apply, not really thinking much of it. We're literally driving over Niagara Falls, and I get a call back from this producer, and my parents are asking me, like, who just called you? And that's when I explained to them, like, hey, there's this show that I want to be a part of. Next thing you know, I'm on a flight to Vegas to be in a Mr. Beast video.
So the Brad Taste's former collaborator, who had all these crazy tweets about dogs and consent that I don't really want to get into, she is apparently on Beast Games now. Which I'm not trying to start any. I don't really care that much, but it is pretty funny. It is pretty funny that she is now on Beast Games.
And our first game is Drop the Curtains. The first challenge of these trials is going to test your strength.
My arms hurt looking at that.
I need all of you to split up into 5 groups of 400. Whichever group is the last to lift that 10,000-pound boulder across that finish line is eliminated.
Let's go! We got a strategy going. The strong ones are at the front.
This team was made to break backs, break dreams, and crush spirits.
I'm gonna be so for real. I don't think I'm cut out for this.
400 of you are about to be eliminated.
Home is not an option.
Guys, this is for $5 million.
It's for $5 million, ladies and gentlemen. We do have the Beast article here, okay? We do have the Beast details. So we're going to try to get into what the claims are written by Stephen A. Sark regarding Beast Games and what's going on here, okay? And if there's any major concerns going on. On December 19th, Prime Video released the first 2 episodes of The Beast Games, one of the largest and most ambitious reality shows to date. Most ambitious reality shows to date, ladies and gentlemen. The critical reception to Beast Games has not been positive. IGN called it largely dull without much of anything to get invested in. And The Guardian wrote that it exists solely to show us the worst of the human condition as obnoxiously as possible. All right, so the critics don't really like Beast Games too much, I guess. But here we have them writing about the problems with the production. Beast Games production did not go smoothly, with multiple outlets reporting on the difficult conditions those competing and working on the event had to endure. Rolling Stone spoke with a dozen crew members and contestants in September, and since then, 3 more contestants have come forward to share their stories, documents, and pictures, revealing just how much chaos there was in this record-breaking show. So they go over some of the prior claims we saw, right? This is the Vegas shoot, which is this first episode here. Things began to go wrong. In July, Beast Games flew 2,000 contestants, to Las Vegas for a 3-day competition at Allegiant Stadium to film a promotional video for the Mr. Beast YouTube channel. According to Vital Vegas, and we did read this article from Vital Vegas, where they went over a lot of these claims, right? They said controversy abounds, where they said they had spoken to a ton of different contestants, and they kept updating it throughout the shooting, right? One hospital employee told us, I'm aware of 3 or 4 hospital evacs today. Overnight shift said it was insane, so not sure if or how many hospital evacs there were. The production is a shit show and unprepared for the scale, making decisions as they go along. The bare bones medic staff on site is not adequate and were overwhelmed last night. They compete at night. One contestant reports contestants were instructed to provide producers with 5 days worth of medications, and as of today, contestants have not received a single dose. They have denied food to diabetics, denied water to contestants, and at least 2 individuals have had seizures as a result. So Mr. Beast, his rep responds and says this is inaccurate, right? This is not true. That's what he's saying here. But Vital Vegas says that they've heard from a lot of eliminated contestants and their experiences vary widely. They've confirmed the Rio, which is a casino hotel, right, was the main staging area for the production. It seems this portion of Beast Games will feature 2,000 contestants being narrowed down to 1,000 through a series of competitions. Oh, I forgot, dude. When I was in Vegas, I was, because I went there for a music festival, right? And, I saw Allegiant Stadium and I was like, oh, Mr. Beast, Mr. Beast. And I think I saw like a banner ad when I was there for the Beast Games or something as well, I want to say. Most accounts, the production companies involved, which are Amazon and Mr. Beast Company from South Carolina, were not prepared for the logistical challenges of a competition involving 2,000 people. In fact, many contestants assumed the conditions of the production, including hours of waiting at various stages, were psychological endurance tests. That does not appear to be the case. Serious issues appear to have been isolated, and not unexpected though, given the fact 2,000 people were taking part. Accounts from contestants range from people having a great time to something quite different. One contestant noted production staff hired locally and were treated poorly, with some working shifts in excess of 24 hours in a row. Medications like inhalers, contact lenses, and feminine hygiene products were surrendered, which caused concern among the production's medical staff, with some encouraging contestants to hide their meds in their clothes to avoid detection. One other contestant said no medications, no undergarments, despite supplying 5 days of undergarments and medications. Only electrolytes were Gatorade handed out in the second day in small batch that ran out quickly and people were fighting over, hoarding. They ran out of meals for people. Water ran out. It was completely not a safe space. So there were a lot of claims being made about Beast Games, right? There were a lot of claims being made here. We can see, you kind of get the idea that, you know, seemingly there's kind of two sides of this where on one hand, you can say, well, you know, it's a large production. How responsible could Mr. Beast and his team really be? But then on the other hand, you have people being like, well, it is a large production, but they should have been prepared for this many people, right? It sounds like a detention center, right? Something like that. So there were quite a few different kind of perspectives on Beast Games. Now, I will say, as far as the Stephen A. Sark article, and as far as this article, I think it's ultimately good that this stuff gets reported on, because if it doesn't, I think you run the risk of, if it all just stays quiet, those involved may not be as incentivized, like whether it be Mr. Beast or his production team or Amazon, they may not be as incentivized to fix these production issues and make sure they don't happen again when compared to if none of this got out, right? You know, a little bit of media pressure can go a long way. Supposedly, once they got to Toronto, conditions had improved, according to this article. Okay. 6 contestants told Rolling Stone their conditions improved from the previous shoot, and they were given ample food and comfortable lodging. They were better at making sure everybody was cool and had ample food, more than enough around. They made sure we were super good because of the backlash. And this is what I was talking about with why it can be important for this stuff to kind of go public. But at the same time, you know, Mr. Beast also and his production team probably also had a much easier time handling this because there were 1,000 less people. In the original competition, as Mr. Beast said, there were 2,000 people there and they eliminated 1,000. So there were 1,000 for the next one. So I assume the conditions for the individual people gets better as time goes on, right? That's what I'm assuming is happening here. How crazy do you think it would be if the winner of Mr. Beast Games turns out to be a... I mean, that would be very unfortunate. I assume that's not going to be the case. It's very unlikely, but that would be funny. That would be a crazy controversy. I don't know how they would deal with that. I hope that this is the case, Kevin. I love drama. Who the f is Kevin? What are you talking about? Who is Kevin? Who really is Kevin, though?
Don't want to be the first out. 3, 2, 1, go!
I mean, I will say it looks very impressive. I can't imagine what it's like dealing with this many people in one place at one time. Hello, Turkey Tom in chat. Big fan of your videos, bro. Love the new video you just posted, by the way.
Last holder to touch the top is eliminated.
But I think part of the problem for this kind of situation and people talking about it on YouTube is going to be, I think that people at this point, the audience, are kind of sick of Mr. Beast situation, allegations, claims, right? Unless it's something really, really insane. I think the average person is not really going to care. Okay. Turkey Tom in chat says, thank you. You look very handsome right now, and I bet it's more than 5 inches. Thank you very much. I appreciate that generosity. Unfortunately, I don't have a penis. I have a vagina, but I do appreciate that, Turkey Tom. I do appreciate that. You always have my back, bro. Those people look psycho. I mean, they're competing for what, a $5 million prize? I would be pretty psychotic. If I thought I could get away with it, I would murder my fellow contestants on this show to get that $5 million prize. And I would then use that money to purchase Orbeez and fill my house with Orbeez like Mr. Beast. And then I would swim through it every day to get to my computer to stream, okay? That thing looks like a bowl of spaghetti when you whip it out. What does that even mean? What does it even mean? I'm literally not even typing, by the way, okay? I'm not Turkey Tom. If there's ever... People always say, like, oh, you are clearly Turkey Tom. Have you ever seen me in the same room as him? Didn't think so. And I'm clearly not even typing, and he's still going. Go ahead, Tom. Say what you really think. Say what you really think. Hey, Turkey Tom, what do you think about Mr. Beast? And do you think that Chris Tyson is cool? What are your thoughts on Chris? Waiting for a response. Your name is Tom, though? You don't know that. Lex got the account. Yeah, dude, Lex is in it. That thing looked like industrial coils when you whip it out. Industrial coils. My looks rather similar to the penguin from Danny DeVito's depiction of him with black ooze dripping and all. But I think that people are pretty tired of the Mr. Beast controversy overall. So I don't... Like, is more Pegasus even covering Mr. Beast anymore? Or did he have to move on from milking that one? I feel like most of us have had to move on. You know, he's talking about Jack Doherty, Logan Paul. Last Mr. Beast video was a month ago. Mr. Beast has reached a new low.